Welcome to Guys We Fucked. Guys We Fucked.
Guys We Fucked. I'm Christina.
I'm Corinne.
We're
sorry about last night. The anti-slut shaming podcast. I never stop.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Guys We Fucked.
It's the anti-slut shaming podcast. I'm Corinne.
I'm Christina. Take My Wife is something my dad says a lot, but it's also exclusively on CESO. It's SEESO.com. Ad-free streaming comedy with new originals, classic late night shows, and stand-up specials. Take My Wife is a new show about careers, couples, comedies, and motorcycle jackets. It stars real-life comedians and real-life wives, and they're so cute. I saw them at Montreal in our hotel, and I want to say hi, but I was too nervous. Cameron Esposito and Ray Butcher. Did I say that right?
It's Rhea.
Rhea? God damn it. Well, good thing I didn't say hi, because I would have been like, hey, Ray. And she'd be like, you don't go away.
She's very sweet.
They're so cute. So go to CESO.com, SEESO.com, and use the promo code Take My Wife. You get 2 months free. They have a lot of great stand-up. That's a great show. Do your damn thing.
Yes. All right. How are you?
I'm good. I missed my birth control pill. How many times this week or this month? Like 3 times. So
You have like 8 alarms on your phone about it. How do you miss it?
I don't know. I'm busy, man. Oh, Steven's mom was staying with us for 6 days straight. And then the next day, my brother stayed with us for 2 days.
Oh,
and then
the
next day, my dad and mom came and stayed with us for 2 days. And I was just like, this is a lot.
And so you forgot your birth control. That's the one thing that I don't think I've like ever forgotten. I've taken it since I was 18 every single day of my life.
What do you take it like when you take your morning shit? Like, what do you?
Before I go to bed, or I mean, sometimes if I fall asleep, I'll just take it first thing in the morning.
Oh.
I mean, it's like people are a little too crazy about the having to take it at the exact same moment. You shouldn't be taking it at radically different times.
I should associate it with like an event, like brushing my teeth.
Yeah,
take my birth control.
Either wake up or go to sleep, like prep, like when you're washing your face. Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm hornier. Was that weird?
Without it? I mean,
yeah.
No, but I mean, you could also be overthinking it and then just making yourself think that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's also been really hot, which makes me horny.
Oh, maybe that makes me horny and I didn't even know it.
Yeah, like when it's like really hot and you're just like sweating all the time, like I get really horny.
Something's happening in my brain. I watched porn the other night and I was staring at the guy the whole time, and the guy's what got me off, not the girl. That has never happened in my life.
Oh, and also, you know what? You're working out.
Does that mean?
Because it'll make you in a better mood, and then that will probably make you hornier.
Shit, guys, work out.
Yeah.
I am so much hornier, and I've never, like, after I came, I was like, oh my God, I just came to a man. All right. Get some equality in there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My brother was visiting me Saturday. And it was a day before my mom and dad came. And he goes, Nina, because that's what he calls me, guess who knows what the podcast is called? And I was like, I feel like it's our mother. And he said, yep. And I was like, okay, well, that Band-Aid got ripped off. That's good after 2 years. And he was like, don't say anything about it to her. She's just trying to grasp it. I'm trying to tell her they're just great at marketing and it's just a branding thing and it's more meaning. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate it.
I would just be like, Mom, do you want to retire happy or sad? In a nice house or a shitty house?
That's what I was planning. Like when the day comes that a name's on a billboard, I'd be like, oh, by the way, it's called Guys We Fucked, but who cares, right?
And here's a check.
Your grandson's college is paid for. How great is that?
Right.
But yeah, and then she came the next day because my dad had to get surgery and it was fine. I didn't. He asked me not to talk about it with her because she didn't want to know that I knew.
Oh,
you know,
right?
So I knew, but I didn't tell her I knew, and it was fine.
Just let her digest it.
It's just like how much of a pussy am I? I talk to my own goddamn mother about my podcast name.
Oh my God. Well, I unfortunately am back in New York. You know, there are some people and things I'm happy to be here, but I gotta say, I just really wanted to stay in Colorado. It was the best place I've ever been in my whole entire life. Maybe really nice. Tied with Romania. I will say that. Maybe
really
tied with Romania. Most beautiful place in America, easily. Thank you.
Romania? Oh, not in America.
No. Colorado's the most beautiful place that I've ever been in America. I don't know. So don't email me from Hawaii.
What about Tennessee, you guys? Shut
up. So thank you to everyone who came out to Denver and Boulder. That was wonderful. Yeah, it was great. So Tommy and I, we spent the whole week eating so much. I gained honestly 10 pounds, easily. I weighed myself when I came back and I was like, I don't really fucking care.
10 pounds of happiness.
Yeah, I've never felt better. And I went to Fun City.
That sounds fun.
I jumped on a trampoline and I did go-karts for the first time.
Go-karts.
And bumper boats.
Bumper
and
boats?
A huge slide that only cost $1 to go down on a potato sack.
Slides?
And then, yeah, we were in the mountains and we stayed at the Stanley Hotel.
Saw that.
And
did you like recreate the scene?
We didn't recreate the scene. Well, because the
movie shot there.
Yeah, that was just the hotel that inspired Stephen King to write The Shining because it's so haunted. Apparently,
you didn't see any ghosts?
The only thing we saw is our tour guide. So there's a lot of child ghosts there. Apparently,
yes.
And so they give you a Dum Dum lollipop that you have to like balance in your hand upside down, which is very difficult to do, and like hold it through the whole tour, which is 90 minutes.
Oh my God, that is asking a lot. These child ghosts are really fucking picky.
Yeah, and they like play this game where like the ghosts try to knock it down. And I will say my lollipop was not knocked down, but first the tour guide, which I normally wouldn't believe it if the tour guide was knocked down because like, you know,
of course
what is there, a magnet in your hand? Hello, I'm friends with a magician. We know this. And
I know a magician. So
I know.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I know a magician. Yeah. So he's told me all his tricks. So he's very good. He goes to magic camp every year. But I was watching her hand like almost the entire time. And there was one point when no sleight of hand, no magnet, no rope attached to her, which wouldn't even be possible because we were walking all around a building, could have made this lollipop come out of her hand at the angle and the force that it came out of her hand.
Wait, did it like fly out of her hand?
It flew across the room under a chair.
Oh my God.
And not
was she like, not like Suzanne.
Not levitating. It was actually Emily.
Emily?
Yeah.
Of course a child ghost name's Emily.
Definitely Emily. And she's about 5 years old and she wears a bonnet.
Good
and
for
she
her.
likes the blue dum-dums.
Oh, that's a great. See, Emily is fucking crushing gender norms because she likes the blue one.
And then also there was another woman on the tour who like definitely wasn't like a hired actor. She was like an old woman. And we were in another room, Lucy's room. She's like a teenager.
Ooh.
And she died during like 60s or 70s. But the dum-dum fell in her hand and she was like visibly startled.
Question, why did so many kids die there?
I mean, I think it's just kids haunt it. I mean, they didn't necessarily, everyone who was there didn't necessarily die there. There's this rock that the foundation of the Stanley is like built on, which also has to do with why it might be more haunted, that they explain to us like scientifically, but it's like it's not the foundation of the Stanley is not like a normal foundation. There's like these huge rocks. We went actually in the tunnels in the basement.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was pretty interesting.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I want to see a ghost.
And then we went, and then in Estes Park, we did this like outdoor adventure trail where I like hooked myself onto a wire and like
hope you didn't die.
Yeah, and like walked on chairs like really high in the air and ropes and balanced. And I'm very sore right now, but it was fun.
Ooh, a little thrill.
Yeah, I mean, also when we stayed at a llama ranch. And there was a hot tub in an old woman's garage.
Hot tub?
Yeah, and we went in it.
Just like it wasn't her hot tub, it was for the ranch?
Well, no, it's like her property, and then she decides to like rent out rooms at her llama ranch, and then her and her old husband, who look like they're very cute, but they also look like they are characters in any horror movie I've ever seen.
Oh no.
They live in an RV.
Oh, what? That's a murder waiting to happen.
Yeah, shout out to Kino's Llama Ranch. There was
Did you
also
go in the hot tub? Yeah,
we went in the hot tub and we had edible lollipops.
Did they work for you?
No, I smoked so much pot, ate pot. But here, I got an answer to my problem. So I went to a lot of this medical marijuana places and I tried and I explained my situation. And the people there are very knowledgeable about weed, which I appreciated.
So knowledgeable.
And so the one guy said 1 in 10 people has a block to THC that can never be passed. He's like, you could just be one of those people. And I go, Tommy, I was like, did you ever meet anyone who couldn't get high off weed? He's like, no. And I was like, yeah, me neither. I was like, maybe I'm just that person. Because we did everything. No, I mean, it's fine.
I don't know what you're missing.
Nah, I mean, because I explained to him, I was like, I've, done other stuff that's like more intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
that's good.
I tried everything because I was like, if I can't get high in Colorado, I just don't think it's possible.
True.
I used a vape pen. I used a joint. I used a pipe. I did a lollipop, 8-piece.
Yeah, you got no THC.
Yeah, I mean, I tried everything.
Yeah,
I tried everything. I mean, there was a point where I was like, maybe the lollipop was working a little bit, but I just, and then I was like, no, I think it's just that it's
Altitude.
really hot in this hot tub and it's making my heart race.
Did she have like a shelf of like car oil in the garage? Like, was it an actual like suburban garage?
It was a
with
real
hot tub in
garage, but she made it into a place where there would be a hot tub. There was like a stack of towels and like a little basket, and then she put some like Native American art on the walls.
No ghosts in that?
No,
Ranch?
we had the EMF reader with us, but I did not see any.
What's an MF reader?
Oh, EMF. It reads like the frequencies. But I mean, also,
I gotta get one of those.
It can like set it off like if you're like by a refrigerator or something.
Oh.
So you have to be careful. It's just like waves that are not normal to be in. But yeah, it was great. And I definitely am planning on getting a second home in Colorado if I ever am fortunate enough to be wealthy enough to have a second home.
Girl, I think it's gonna happen for you.
And then I came home, opened my door, and I was like, wow, my room smells like old lunch meat. And then I saw 2 dead mice carcasses on the glue trap that I had left being eaten by about 50 flies.
Yum.
You can go see that on Instagram.
I am starving, aren't you?
Yeah, I was like, wow, good to be home, everybody. Good to be back.
That's such a kick in the dick,
and
man.
My favorite city on the planet.
You got mouse ghosts running around here. Do animals turn into ghosts?
Yeah. Oh, there's a cat ghost at the Stanley Hotel as well. Because I asked the same question. I was hoping it was a dog ghost because then I was like, oh, I'm definitely
they'll love you.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to speak to this dog ghost.
But there's only cat ghosts.
Only
cat's
cat
probably
ghost.
a cunt.
Yeah. So
well, that's good to know.
Yeah, it was just phenomenal. Go on a vacation with your best friend. I feel like when we get old, we only go on vacations with like boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives. I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Go with a friend.
Yeah. You
Get
have
out
to.
there.
And then I want to do like a weekend with just me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Go. Oh, that's fun too. I've spent a couple days by myself because Tommy was at his conference.
I want to do just me somewhere. I think I want to go on a cruise.
Ooh, that would be fun.
By myself.
That would be so fun.
Because then like no one's going to be like, who's that loser? I'm like, fuck you. We're on a cruise. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, my mom just went on a huge vacation by herself. She went all down to Kentucky and West Virginia.
Oh, cool.
She sent me an itinerary.
Wow.
Di-Fi is always going places.
Organizing shit.
Yeah.
Come see us live, you guys. Atlantic City, New Jersey. Saturday, August 20th at 8 p.m. Glamour Puss is going to be happening, co-hosted by Wendy Starling and myself at the Atlantic City Comedy Club that's on the boardwalk right outside of Caesars Casino. Tickets are $15. Link for that show is in the description of this podcast.
Then on Wednesday, August 24th at 9 p.m. at the Standing Room in Long Island City, come see Katie Hannigan and myself co-host the Comedian Project. No jokes about sex, dating, or relationships. Tickets are only $5 when you use the code SEX. Then on Friday, August 26th at 11 p.m. at New York Comedy Club, come see Blair Saki and I co-host Nacho Bitches, which is always a shit show. Tickets for that are $10 with code NACHO.
And then the next day, Saturday, August 27th, is Glamour Puss in our New York City home, which is Zinc Bar in the West Village. 7:30 p.m. Wendy Starling and I will be there. There will be wigs. There will be whiskey. And Justin Perez's girlfriend is playing some music on it. And also, if you live in Toronto, Canada, we are coming at you Thursday, September 22nd at 9 p.m. We're doing a live recording of Guys We Fucked. And the next day, Friday, September 23rd, also at 9 p.m., we're doing the Guys We Fucked tour show. Individual tickets are still not available yet, but we just asked our agents to please give us that link ASAP. So we will tweet it out and shit and say it on here as soon as we get it, because there will be individual tickets available soon.
Speaking of getting information right when it comes out, a lot of you guys like to tweet us back or comment on our Instagrams about things that are not related to those things. So if you want information from us as soon as we have it, we now have an email list that is set up on our official website, which is sorryaboutlastnightcomedy.com. So you're going to go to that website, click on follow us, and on the lower left-hand side, there's a little box. You just type your email in that, press submit, and then you'll know stuff as soon as we know stuff. And also, we're going to do some fun things as bigger news comes out. We'll run some contests, get some prizes, some special opportunities. So you're going to want to be on that list.
We're going to do like shit that big people do when they do shit,
Speaking of shit, this is not a good transition. Thanks so much to this week's podcast sponsor. It's Third Love. They're comfortable bras that mold to your shape to truly give you the perfect fit. I have very small boobs, so sometimes I'm like, maybe I don't need a bra, but then I put on a Third Love bra and I was like, wow, this is pretty comfortable. This is something that I could walk around in all day because I hate clothes, but I also don't want like my breasts or my vagina just like on stuff in my apartment.
Word.
So Third Love stands behind this product so much that they're willing to let our listeners try this bra for free. Just pay for shipping and wear it for 30 days. If you love it, keep it. Your card will be charged. If you don't love it, send it back. No cost, no problem. Go to thirdlove.com/GWF to get started.
So you got your titties covered. What about your ass? Another sponsor for this week is MeUndies. These are my favorite underwear that I've ever worn in my life.
Right now.
I am too. These motherfuckers for real have created the most comfortable underwear. It's made out of a sustainably sourced material called modal, and it makes my butt look fucking fabulous. Every pair of MeUndies is made from modal. I just said that. So, but you should know it again because that's how pretty good it is.
It's unique to MeUndies.
Exactly. Once you try them, you'll understand why they're called the world's most comfortable underwear and how fantastic they make your ass look. If you don't love your first pair of MeUndies, they're free, no questions asked. Shipping is free in the US and Canada, and you could save up to $8 a pair with the subscription plan, which is a good idea because I go through underwear quicker than I think. Go to MeUndies.com/GWF. You get 20% off your first order. MeUndies.
Nice.
Right?
I'm always at the edge of my seat wondering
yeah.
how you going to tag that out.
It's different every time. And, I don't prepare it. I just do it off the cuff.
It feels very off the cuff.
and the shit out of our products.
Mm-hmm. Literally the shit.
Oh, man. Our guest. This is our second live from Montreal podcast recording.
Yeah. So this was recorded also at the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Montreal. And it was special. You're going to hear some fuckers on this episode.
Yeah, we bring some people up. They tell us their problems, and then we pull something out of our hat and deliver it via verbal.
Yeah.
And we've been wanting to have this guest on the podcast for a while. He's an amazing stand-up comedian. He has a 1-hour special on Comedy Central live from Gramercy Theater.
Nope, live at Webster Hall.
I knew it. That's why I had a question mark at the end of
I was like, Gramercy Theater was Kurt Metzger.
Shit. That's why Precious, which I was there for, very good. But I saw this person's Comedy Central hour. It was he is one of those people that he can make me laugh anywhere about anything, whatever he says.
Yeah. And he's also a huge Marilyn Manson fan. So we bond over that.
Yeah.
And he knows some people in the band. And it makes me excited.
Yeah, maybe he can get you to bang. Oh, not bang, because you can't bang him because you have a boyfriend.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Maybe you can just like graze by your vagina.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, shit. We should intro him. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the very funny Big J Okerson. Get your drinks. Where'd you get the drinks?
Oh, I was like, no one was drinking yesterday, and that's why everyone was in a better mood already.
Yeah, you got some alcohol in you. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Guys We Fucked has been like the top selling podcast show of this festival, and it's thanks to you guys. Thanks all to you guys. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, who needs comedy fans when you have a bunch of 22-year-old white girls?
Yeah.
It's great. I don't need comedy fans. It's just my passion in life.
Yeah, fuck comedy fans.
Fuck it.
I ate breakfast today, and then I ate a Dairy Queen chocolate Oreo blizzard, and I had sex, and then I ate the rest of the blizzard, and then I fell asleep.
You ate dairy before you had sex.
Yeah, I know.
That is something I would never do. I would rather be fisted, honestly. Absolutely not.
Have you ever been fisted?
No, but I would, if someone said, do you want to eat a blizzard and fuck your boyfriend, or do you want your boyfriend to fist you? I'd be like, fist.
What if it was fist your butthole?
Still fisting.
Wow.
Because I would feel confident that my butthole was fine to do anything as long as I hadn't eaten a Dairy Queen blizzard.
Right. Well, that nap reset me.
I mean, it would just be coming out of my mouth, my butt, maybe my vagina. I think there's another hole down there.
The urethra?
Yeah, I don't know. We know nothing about our bodies, so
No.
The fact that people ask us things is hilarious to me.
I know.
I'm like, how many holes do I have?
4? Whatever. The nostrils count?
Sure.
Belly button. Is that a hole?
No, I mean, I would think a hole is something you could actually, like, if you were to shoot a liquid inside, it would go someplace else.
Right.
So I would count it as not a hole. It's more of a crevice or a nook.
That's your definition of a hole.
Yeah.
But that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, thanks.
You guys been fisted?
Raise your hand if you've ever been fisted. Or raise your fist if you've used it to fist another.
Oh, that girl.
Wait, has anyone seriously been fisted?
Yeah, because I'm confused about fisting.
We have so many questions because we went to the pleasure chest and we just started looking at things and we're like, this can't go in.
There was one toy that was a giant hand like this, like a Miss America wave, you know?
Yeah.
It was like, and I asked the lady, I was like, where does this go? And she's like, up your vag. And I was like, really?
Yeah. They're so matter of fact at sex stores. I'm like, you were shocked too the first time.
Yeah, there was another toy. It was the size of your beer glass, probably thicker, and that was for your butt. That's crazy, you guys.
Yeah.
What are you putting up your butts?
Yeah, and like it's like how do you even get there? Like what's the progression that it takes that you like? How small do you start to get that big?
Deep breaths.
Deep breath, yeah.
And whiskey.
Yeah.
Don't poppers make your butthole loose? Is that we asked that? Many times.
I've done poppers because I'm really dedicated to this podcast, and I still have no idea what they do other than make my head feel like a balloon, and I thought I was gonna die.
That sounds horrible.
I was like, my head's gonna pop. I know it is.
I'd rather be fisted than do poppers.
Really?
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I do drugs, and I'm just like, there has to be something really wrong with you to enjoy this. Like, not a fan.
Does anybody in here have a question or need advice? Oh, wow. You are in need because I didn't even have to finish my sentence. Get up here.
She wore her thigh highs and she was like, I'm ready.
What's your name?
Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Hello,
Thanks
Amanda.
for coming to the show.
Hi. Thank you.
Look at
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Look at those.
I like how
love
these
it.
ears are so close. Like you guys are gonna have like something intimate, and then put Corinne over here. She might.
What are you doing?
She might hit somebody.
So what's going on?
So I'm here with my friend Lauren. We own a theater company together.
Hey, Lauren.
And we were just in Orlando performing a play, and when we were promoting the show, so many people asked us. I think just because you're like two females promoting a show, if it was sexual, they just like had no problem being like, "Oh, like is this a sexual show because of the two of you?" So we were kind of like stuck in this weird gray area. Like, I want to be upset about this, but I still want you to come to my show.
That's Florida for you, yeah.
Yeah.
You ever been to Florida before?
Yeah, when I was like in grade 7, so it doesn't count.
I mean, we get asked all the time if we have had sex with each other.
Yeah. Or if we can and talk about it. We're like, no, absolutely not.
No.
Like what?
That would, if Corinne and I had sex with each other, I don't even know. Like, we would just like.
And then also it would be weird
Hit
because
each
that
other.
episode we wouldn't have a guest because I just have to interview you.
And then I'd have to
and then
interview
you'd have to
you.
interview me. And everyone would be like, ugh, where's the guest?
So sick of this.
This episode sucks.
So everyone kept asking you if it was going to be sexual. Were
Yeah.
they dudes or women or both?
It was like a little bit of mix of both. Like it was mostly older men, but like
Are you going to make out with each other? I'll go. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, like what are you gonna do to like make us come to this show?
Oh.
Go
But
to
I
it.
still want your ticket sale.
I don't want that ticket. You don't know. Fuck that ticket sale.
Yeah, I mean, there's two schools of thought. Either you have an empty audience and you take a stand and you feel good about yourself when you go to bed at night, or you sell out and you disappoint a lot of people who think that they're gonna come in their pants during your show. But maybe some of them like it. I think a lot of people tune into Guys We Fuck because, and they tell us this, they're like, I thought I was just gonna like put this on and masturbate.
Jerk it.
But then I learned something and that was okay too.
What's your play called?
It's called Chocolate Cake.
Oh, come on! I mean, why did you just call a dick in my mouth?
I would rename your play Two Girls Fucking Each Other on Stage, and then just don't explain it, and then have everyone come, and then it's not two girls fucking each other. Perfect. And then at the end, at the very end, just be like, gotcha, bitch. And then leave.
Yeah, what? So can you give me a synopsis of what the play Chocolate Cake?
Yeah, what the fuck is that about?
Because it sounds like two white girls are about to go down on a black man for the first time, to be honest. That's what I would.
Yeah, or something with...
Right. Like, is it a black box theater, or...
Yeah, it was a fringe. Fringe.
Oh, fringe. Oh,
like fringe festival. So
yeah. Oh, I've done fringe. I know what that is.
So it's just like whatever stage they'll give you.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like a corner.
Yeah. Like we're behind that washing machine.
We were in like just like a room with like a setup stage, and it was.
All right, easy.
Thanks, bitch. Thanks.
It's about two sisters who have a weird psycho obsession with Martha Stewart.
Where does the chocolate cake come in?
Well, we make a chocolate cake on stage throughout the show.
Oh, throughout the show.
Yeah.
So like the goal is you're eventually making this chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Just rub it all over your nipples at the end, and then they get what they want.
Perfect.
I mean, was that was there a list of other alternate titles?
I would ask the person asking you if it's going to be sexual, because obviously they're like, if someone was like, what are you going to do to get me to come to the show? I'd just be like, I'd make them like just whip out their dick and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, or just be funny about it and like nip that problem in the bud before it happens. And it could be chocolate cake in parentheses underneath, not about us going down on a black guy for the first time.
To clarify.
Yeah, and I feel like it's fun. It'll stand out. Maybe you'll get some good press. Because like chocolate cake, that could go either way. But if you're like, this is definitely not a show about us going down on a black guy, maybe people will be more interested. Because they're like, well, then what is it about?
I know.
Why would you call it that?
Why else would you call it chocolate cake?
Also, I feel like you have to give out chocolate cake at the end of it.
We did.
Okay, thank God. Because I was like, otherwise there's two major problems with this show.
Yeah.
So yeah,
okay.
I mean, I think it's just if it bothers you morally, like I probably just wouldn't care. And like if you have confidence that the play is really good, which you should anyway, just have these fucking pervs see it, and then maybe like they'll realize that they do like masturbating, but they also like art.
Yeah, trick them into liking art. There you go.
It's fine.
Easy.
You can like both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I don't know. This is
I don't know.
Thanks. So nice meeting you.
You too.
Give it a round of applause. Chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake coming to a theater near you.
I'm just imagining two young girls like, Jamal, hi.
I know. I kind of want to see that chocolate cake now.
You should do a porn parody.
Yours sounds really fun too, to be honest. Yeah, you're gonna rework it. Does anyone have a problem?
That girl raised her hand so quickly.
Yeah, come on up.
Come on.
Woo!
Oh, damn.
All right.
For months. Have you had this question saved up for months?
At least a month, yeah.
Wow.
I'm waiting for you guys to come to Canada.
So you didn't tell your therapist so you could tell us?
No, but I told my boyfriend, he's over there.
Hi, boyfriend.
Boyfriend, do you know what she's gonna ask? Yeah.
Oh, he don't seem
He's actually happy. He's
excited.
actually very happy about it.
Oh, I was like, I hope it's not like, but what to do with the baby in your stomach? Because I was like, you probably shouldn't have waited.
Options, but it's her body.
Okay, go on. Yeah.
Okay, so, like, my boyfriend really wants to have a threesome.
Is it with the girl he's sitting next to?
No, I mean, maybe. We'd be open, maybe. That's Charlotte. Hey.
What? But why weren't you sitting next to your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Because I really wanted that seat so I could see better.
Oh,
she switched with me.
Okay. You're a good friend,
She's a good
Charlotte.
friend. She's a good friend. Okay, so like, and I love talking about it, and like it's super hot talking about it. But I'm scared that like the moment we get into it, a switch is gonna like flip in my head and I'm gonna go psycho. And I'm gonna become like a crazy person who like hates her boyfriend and we have to break up because I'm just nuts.
Okay, so you're already assuming it's gonna go bad.
No, I'm not assuming it's gonna go, like I think it's gonna be great. Like I love talking about it and we talk about it during sex and like it's hot and it's great.
Right.
But I'm scared the moment I see him with another girl, I'm like, fuck her, fuck you, like I'm gone.
He is fucking her, yeah.
Yeah, like literally he is.
Yeah.
So like, and I know you kind of maybe went through similar things because I've been listening to the podcast backwards.
Yeah. So that happened. First of all,
So I'm just getting sadder.
I'm just like, oh, there's the Panera Bread story.
I wish I was.
I finally get it now.
I freaked out a little bit the first three-way we had, but I have a cuckolding fetish, so I like seeing my boyfriend with another woman. It turns me on, so that helps. But this girl, the first girl we had a three-way with, like gave him this fucking ninja hand job. And I was just sitting there going, what is that? How do you move your hands like that? And my boyfriend's just like, oh. I'm like, you like that? What? Yeah, that's cool, fine. Yeah, no, go, it's cool, it's fine. And I freaked out a little bit, but then I got over it, but what got me out of that was, like, I thought it was hot that he liked it so much. But then right after she left, I was like, does she touch her dick better than me? And he was like,
that'll
whoa.
be me for sure.
But I think it's good. Do you think you would actually flip out on the girl? Because I think that's going to be a huge problem and unfair to her.
I would not flip out on the girl. It would be like afterwards, it'd be like, Scott, what the fuck's your problem? Like, why do you like her better than me?
Right. Any good girlfriend or boyfriend in public, no matter what your significant other does, is like, oh, that was great that you did that. And then as soon as the door closes, well, are you fucking kidding me right now? Scott, I can't believe you fucking did that. You're a goddamn idiot, and I can't believe that I let you come inside me sometimes.
Never in my butthole again, Scott.
Never
Close
again.
privilege now.
Or that's what I hear.
The thing with that is, it's not, if you do freak out afterwards, that's just something that got set off because we're so conditioned to think that our partners and us should only have each other for the rest of our lives, or however long the duration of the relationship. And that's just simply not true, because you can be sexually attracted to somebody but not like them better. You're attracted to other guys, right? All right. Scott.
You're not helping yourself here.
Looks like someone's going to be at JFL 2017. Any industry in the room?
Right? You've been attracted to other people.
Totally.
How long have you guys been together?
Like a year and a half.
Okay, so that's a good amount of time. Not
it's long
crazy
enough
long.
to know.
So you've been attracted to other people, but he's still your dude, right?
Totally, yeah.
It's exactly the same scenario. Would you
Yeah.
guys ever have a three-way with another guy?
He said
Scott?
yes. Sorry to admit that in front of everyone.
Scott, you rule! I love you, Scott. That's a good man.
I was like, he better say yes, because otherwise his outfit said yes for him.
It's baby blue shorts, man. That's like a nursery ceiling color. Yeah, just know that it's okay. That's the one thing I can't stress enough is, if you get jealous, it's okay to get jealous, but just realize that that's kind of silly because you guys walked into this situation with everyone's consent, and it might happen, but it's not going to ruin the relationship. Just don't let it, because sometimes girls, and I know this because I can be this way, go fucking crazy over the stupidest shit. So that might happen, but it's okay if it happens. So just like maybe make a code word beforehand so that Scott can be like, you're being a little
Crazy.
You're being a little nutso. And then he can tell you the code word.
Okay, what's a good code word?
Make it funny. Make it like ball hair or something.
Ball hair. Got it.
Yeah.
But also know yourself well enough to know that if it's something that's going to truly like linger in your mind, that it's like, just because you can talk about having a threesome like during sex with your partner, and I say a lot of shit that I'm like, yeah, we're definitely going to do this. I'm like, we're never going to do that. But it's hot to talk about. So just, yeah, it's okay. Like, I think we talk about a lot of cool things, but everything is not for everyone. Like, I'm very open to trying stuff, but like right now where I am in my relationship, like I absolutely would not want to have a threesome. Would I eventually have a threesome? Sure. But I think you just like don't feel like just because someone else did something and it worked for them that you have to do it, or it means you're vanilla or boring if you don't actually think you could handle a threesome. It's a big step and it's cool and it's worked out really great for Christina and Steven. I'm sorry, it's so weird because you're here.
Oh, you guys are gonna chase him away.
But yeah, But so I think also to keep that in mind, because I think people hear us like talk about all this crazy stuff and like sticking things over, but I don't know. But sometimes.
But like earlier at the hotel room, I was just like, put a condom on and fuck me really quick before you go to see Dan Harmon and Missionary. Let's just do this. Like it wasn't. We don't have like acrobatic sex. You know what I mean? So talking about three-ways is so hot because we do that all the time and it's amazing.
Yeah,
but
and take it slow and try something and and just it's all about trust. If you have enough trust with your partner, like you can really do anything. I mean, except for eat each other's poop because that's unsafe.
Yeah, that's not.
That's like the only thing that I'm gonna say across the board. Never gonna advise anyone to do that.
Do you guys have things that you wouldn't want to do? Like, do you have anything you wouldn't want him to do with the other girl, like penetration, or is there?
Well, I feel
no
like
rules?
you could, I feel like preferably for me, we take like baby steps in. So like the first one, maybe no penetration, and then you work your way into it.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. And like maybe it's just like you all like have a couple drinks and like touch each other's vaginas and penis and make out a little bit. And like maybe that's cool and maybe that's gonna work for several months to like keep you guys in like aroused. I don't know. Yeah, try
baby steps.
And you can tell like don't just jump right into it. Take it slow. It's fine.
Maybe one day,
you have lots
first
of
day
time.
is a cuddle fest. And three of you cuddle, and then you slowly work towards taking the clothes off.
Yeah.
Go at your own pace.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Okay.
No
You feel
problem.
better?
So good.
Okay.
I'll let you know what happens. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Yeah. Keep
email
us
us.
updated.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Give it up.
Thanks.
Yeah. Nice meeting you.
Good time for one more? Checking the time. Checking the time.
You can do one more quick one. Does anyone have a quick one? Red hair.
Yo, red hair. Hey,
Yo, red hair. Hey, red hair.
Hey, sunglasses. Hey, white lace shirt. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hello.
Take a seat. What's your name?
I'm Allie.
Hi, Allie.
Hey, Allie.
Ooh, great eyeshadow.
Thank
Wow.
you.
How long did that take?
5 minutes.
Holy shit, you need to teach me after this. Okay.
But also wonderful personality, I'm sure.
yeah.
Oh, thank
Personality's
you.
great.
Thank you.
Personality's great.
I really like colors, as you can tell.
Oh, wow. Yeah, cool.
So I also have a threesome question, actually, which might actually help out with your situation a little bit. So, no, I had a threesome on Thrinder. I found a couple. We had a date, which was really cool. We went to go see the tattoo exhibit at the ROM.
Ooh.
Which is super fun.
That's a cool threesome date.
Yeah.
God, I just like went to a bar. Shit. Okay.
And then they were really cool, so we went back to their place and we started playing Settlers of Catan.
What's that? All right, I gotta ask what that is because I.
It's a really nerdy board game.
Oh, I love board games. Trouble is my favorite.
And then we started watching Broad City. So
Great
like solid transition.
Wait, was there a boy in this threesome?
There was also
where's
a
the
boy.
guy?
There's also a boy. It was like all three of us just hanging out.
Okay.
You know.
Board games in Broad City. That's great.
It was a solid day. And so then we kind of just started getting into it and whatever. And we just kind of never defined what was happening. Like they were a couple. I was like the
Unicorn.
The third.
Unicorn third.
So I just I felt uncomfortable. I was totally fine with doing whatever, but I felt uncomfortable not knowing where they were at. They never really defined what they were okay with doing or whatever. So where would have been an appropriate time for me to be so what are your rules?
Before the clothes were off, probably, because once clothes are off,
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to have a discussion and still have
That was my
your
issue.
parts turned on.
I
You know
just
what I'm saying?
I didn't know when to be
I would have said after the board game and before Broad City. You know?
Yeah, because you need time to let it settle, for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. Because if it didn't go well or it was a little awkward, you got Broad City to help smooth it over. That's really nice. And then you get naked. Did anything happen that went wrong?
No, nothing went wrong.
Did you guys all bang?
Yeah.
Did he bang you? Did
Yes,
he put it
he
in?
did. Yeah.
Okay, and
so it
everyone
was
was cool with
good.
that?
Yeah, I was did the woman in the relationship look upset at any point during this?
No, she asked if that was okay, which was fine, but it just meant during the whole thing, I didn't feel comfortable starting anything.
Right.
Or being any kind of dominant or anything because I didn't know if I did something that would make them uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, traditionally in the threesome, the woman in the relationship is the leader anyway, so you shouldn't really have needed to initiate anything.
Yeah.
That's just the role. I mean, unless you have set it up differently, that's just standard threesome
Standard
procedure.
101 threesome rules, you know. Yeah, I've only had two with a guy and a girl, and I was always, that's okay with me. That is not okay with me. But yeah, that was. You shouldn't be taking control of anything like.
Well, I didn't necessarily mean take control. I just kind of I awkwardly stood there at certain points because I was just
I was gonna ask you, I'm like, was there? Do you guys also have that thing where someone's just sitting in the corner looking at their watch, like, all right, cool, yeah.
Pretty much. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stand over here and you guys do your thing and.
That it happened? For how long?
It wasn't super long, but it was long enough that it was real awkward.
Right. Oh yeah. I made a phone call during one. Yeah, because I was like, I guess I'll leave you two at it, because.
Well, because they probably feel comfortable with each other, so they're like, okay, well, this is something the comfortable place, so I'm going to start here and then move outward. But I mean, I always imagine the role of the unicorn is kind of like Jesus Christ on the cross, and then you just wait for things to go in you. Yeah.
You get nailed. You don't know yourself.
That would have been nice.
It's kind of fun. That seems like the most interesting role for me because it's if you don't really want to do anything, but you just want to feel good, which, I mean, I'm always on board for that.
Yeah. Congratulations on making a successful connection between Jesus on the cross and three ways. I really appreciate that.
That was really good.
Well,
it's pretty good.
He's one of my people, so he's on my team.
Does that help?
That was
it does, because I wanted to have another one, but I just kind of
during the tattoo exhibit part is when I probably ask. Because that's why we go to a bar, because we're like, well, what do you want to do? Is there anything you don't want to do? And then we get that out of the way. But that's a fun conversation to have. Corinne doesn't like talking as much.
Yeah. My ideal threesome is my boyfriend and I go to a bar and we get drunk and we pick up a girl and we go home, we have sex, and then we kick her out and order seamless. That's
fair.
And because I was like, oh, I can't do that much talking. But I mean, that's not the way a Thrinder threesome works at all. That's not the point of it.
Yeah.
But, I don't even like Tinder, so I just don't. I mean, anything where there's we're encouraging human interaction.
No, not your thing. Not your thing. Yeah.
I don't like it.
Okay, well, next time now I know.
Okay, let us know how it goes.
Awesome, thank you.
Give it up for Allie.
Well, damn, speaking of threesomes, our guest happens to be perfect for all these threesome conversations. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited to have this guy on our podcast episode today. Please give it up for the very funny Mr. Big J Okerson! Oh, I'm gonna get up. Hi. You dressed up for us, thank you.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let me start by saying shame on you two sluts.
For what?
Shame.
For being
Shame. No.
Oh,
For what,
boy.
the crime of being
No.
fun?
Buckle up.
What's up, ladies? Thank you for having me on.
Yo, absolutely. So he just told me we didn't tell our listeners what Podcast Wars was because we didn't want to give you guys any more attention. But do you guys know what that is? Do you ever heard of it? Okay. So Podcast Wars is between his podcast and our podcast, but it was like a one-way war because we had
It was
backed out a little bit.
It was a pretty hilarious video they made.
Well, I mean, it's hard to have a war when we're not participating and still winning by a landslide.
But you saw
In
the
what way?
tattoo on it. He has a Podcast Wars logo tattoo.
No, I know. He showed me it earlier today, and I was like, "Oh God, this is going to be a long hour."
And it's a skull it's a sad
It's Legion of Skanks face.
with a helmet on and a machine gun and a shotgun. Are we the machine gun or the shotgun?
Neither.
Oh,
It's
damn
really just a logo for any kind of podcast bickering going on at all.
Okay, so
Do you have
totally
wars with
symbolic.
other podcasts?
I don't know. I kind of let Lewis and Dave deal with all that.
Yeah, no, I know. I was like, that's why you're fun, because you're doing well. You don't really need to be involved in it.
No, as much as possible. But, those guys are great. I know you hate
I mean,
them.
that's up for discussion.
Yeah, but so you've had some threesomes.
I bet, yeah.
How
I
many
have.
threesomes have you had?
Shit.
Too many to count.
I don't know. Yeah, probably too many to count.
And you've been with your current girlfriend for how long?
About 4 years, 5 years.
Okay, when?
Long, difference.
4 or 7, I don't fucking know.
4 years and 322 days.
Perfect.
That's more like it. When did you guys start having three-ways, and how the fuck did you initiate it?
I think, you know what? That's my girlfriend over there, by the way, so make her uncomfortable. Yeah. She slid back down the wall. She told me she was in the girls before we were together, but she never really acted on it since she was once when she was a teenager. So I was like, hey, I'd be willing to let you explore that side of your...
What a big man you are.
You're so sweet.
Yeah, I'm a giver. Why would I deny her the simple pleasures of what she wants? Just for my own...
True feminist.
Yeah, you are a feminist, Jay.
Yeah.
So how do you guys go about it?
Well, that's why I thought it was interesting hearing some of those other stories, like that whole nonsense about going to a thing and then somewhere else and then playing a board game and all. When Corinne, you gave your exact perfect situation, Christine was like she was listening to political speech. She was. I looked at her and she was like,
I'm with her.
yeah. And she was like, that's kind of right. It's kind of like, let's find it. Let's make it happen. Let's get him out. Let's fucking order some food and watch TV.
But it's just different for everybody. That's just what I like. I don't like talking.
If we dig the person, like if we dig like the girl at all, like we have no problem. Like we've ordered food with them afterwards or hung out and bullshit.
It's nice of you.
Afterwards. But I mean, sometimes it can get like weird. We had a girl not too long ago, like she's like, can I stay? And we were like, well, sure.
Are you my family?
No one's gonna say. Sort of. It was we woke up in the morning and we fucked again, which was cool. But then she was like, and then we were like, that'll be the kind of like, all right. Let's wrap it up.
There you go.
She goes, I'm so tired. Can I just go back to sleep for a little bit? And then she stayed in our bed sleeping while we were like doing other shit like in the house. It was like, is this chick gonna split? It was very, very bizarre.
Oh, weird. Now, did you meet her? You meet these people at bars or out and about? Because Steven and I have tried to go to. We're like, let's do this without an app, okay? Because we can do it. Nope.
The apps have never worked for us at all. Yeah, she signs up for them. I let her be the aggressor in all of it because I think it's weird to walk somebody over and like, hey, this is so and she wants to fuck me. She said she's cool with you being there.
So work for you, or.
But
I mean, but do you think people are recognizing you on Thrinder and that's why they're not doing it?
I'm not sure. I don't know because I don't know. There's no pictures or anything. I don't think she puts up.
Oh, really? Well, that's why they're not agreeing to it. Because if you have a picture, they're like, they must be heinous.
Oh yeah.
True.
You gotta put a
That's
picture.
what I think. With anybody without a picture, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works though. But if you like engage in the situation at all, like you can send pictures back and forth, right?
You could, yeah.
Or if you answer ads or whatever. I don't know how it works. But we've actually pulled recently the only person who wasn't like somebody we already knew or somebody after like a stand-up show is usually how it works.
Okay.
But recently just pulled a girl from a bar, and it was a 24-year-old, right?
Nice.
She was 24, but she like when she left, she was very hot, beautiful girl, like great body, beautiful face. But when it was over, we were both like, she was a 24-year-old with a beautiful body and beautiful face who knew all of that, and so she was kind of like a shitty.
She was cocky about it.
Yeah, we've had like chubby chicks and like odder looking women who we've had great times with.
Yeah. Like an arm growing out of their forehead? Like what kind of arm?
No deformities of any sort.
Oh.
Are you open to that?
A deformity?
Yeah.
I mean, if it makes for a good story. An arm growing out of a forehead, yes.
Yeah, why not? You gotta do that.
I would absolutely
Was she
do that.
bad in bed because she knew she was hot?
Yeah, so I mean, look, who knows exactly why? It could just because, I've argued this with the guys on Legion of Skanks before, where they're like, no, these young girls now with porn and everything, they know what they're doing, they get into it. But there's still a level of experience that you need.
What did she do during the three-way? Like just lay there?
Sort of. Yeah.
But also, some of the most beautiful people I know are the least self-confident people I know because, like, that's kind of like they're all they have is their looks. So, my hottest friends are my most insecure friends, 100%.
She didn't strike me as insecure. She peeled down right away, quick.
Yeah, but a lot of that is like a faux security. There's a difference between a true self-confidence that comes from within and like, I'm hot, let's fuck. Like, that's not self-confidence. That's putting on airs.
Well, and it was also very like, when I say we picked her up from a bar, it was like she walked up to me, Christine walked over, like also, and this girl was just saying, she was like, oh, this is your girlfriend, she's beautiful. I'm like, if you keep, and I'm, I try to be funny. It's always the best. If you mask it in a joke.
No, she's not.
No. If you mask it in a joke, though, it's an easy get out of a rejection. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, you keep saying that, she's going to end up eating your pussy later or something like that. And she's like, well, I'd be into that. And I'm like,
That's Okerson experiencing that, knowing that a threesome is about to happen.
But what's great about Christina too is she has a much better eye because I am super insecure, like looks wise and everything that any of these girls want to fuck me. So she's much better at recognizing. She'll come over plenty of times and be like, "That girl I'm talking to like definitely wants to fuck you. This is gonna happen." And I'm like, "No, it's not." And then more times than not, like she makes it happen.
Guys can be so oblivious when a girl wants to fuck
Yeah,
them.
guys never know.
And yet they always think everyone wants to fuck that. Like, it's weird. It's this weird thing where you're not like, she doesn't really want to fuck me.
She said that 5 times this festival already. She goes, "That girl will fuck you." And I'm like, "No." She's kissing everyone on the mouth uncomfortably.
So she would definitely fuck you.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, especially at a comedy event. I'm sure a lot of people want to fuck you at comedy events.
Yeah.
That's that's our best pull situation.
After they see you do stand-up.
Is after a comedy event. And also because of like my radio show and everything, like we're so public about it with the stories. That
Is that why you do that?
No, I'm saying on like the Bonfire, the radio show I do on Comedy Central and stuff like.
We'll get all the plugs in at the end, Jay. It's fine.
It's 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays on Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. But Christine's on the show too. She's also on that show.
Right. No, I know. So I'm like but is that part of it? Like it's funny, but also you're talking about it because you just want to have more threesomes.
No. We talk about because of the funny situations that come up from it.
Oh, okay.
What's the worst?
We don't really tell. We don't really tell like we don't really brag out stories at all ever. Like, the stories we've told publicly have been probably like 5 or less because it was like a crazy situation.
Right. Because I mean, I gotta say, there are a lot of stories around the comedy community about you guys having threesomes.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys are very sexual and flirty.
Yeah.
I don't mind
Yeah.
it. No, I'm not.
Are
I don't
we?
mind it.
We've fucked very few comics.
Okay.
Very true. I'm trying to keep it in the open mic community.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Get them to want to move up and they'll suck your dick better.
I think we've had 1 or 2 where it's like the next day I'm like, "You do comedy?" She's like, "Yeah."
Here's
How do
my
you think I
card.
was there?
It's nice meeting you. Bye. I gotta go.
Oh my God.
That actually is like I've had that. One time I found out I was a open mic comic because the girl tipsy before anything even happened. She was like, "Just before I do this, I just want you to really take me seriously as a comic first." And I was like,
yeah.
"Oh God, please don't say that."
I know. It's like top 10 things not to say to Big J before you fuck him.
Just take me seriously as an artist.
Also, just because I'm like, this has nothing to do with that, and I do think there is like a sectioning, compartmentalization of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Where it's like even like a girl comic that we have fucked, I don't have anything to do with her comedy at all. If she's funny, she's not.
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
irrelevant
matter
to the sex.
I don't really honestly this is such leaving an opening for you guys to spike this down to be mean.
Go on.
I don't necessarily even pick friends. Like comedian friends by like this guy's the funniest comedian. You know what I mean? It's like who makes me laugh.
I know that. Yeah,
That's
we
there we
know.
go. It makes me like it's whoever makes me laugh like as a person. You know what I mean? Who I get along with as a person. So same thing with picking a sexual partner. I'm not. Who gives a shit if I like their comedy or
Well,
not?
I think it's interesting because I think a lot more like female comics get turned off by guys that aren't funny. Like I don't know. I have trouble like fucking guys that aren't funny, but I think male comedians will just fuck whoever.
Yeah. I get turned off if they're not funny. Especially
sure,
if that's
me
what they're
too.
pursuing. And then they bomb, and I'm like, ugh.
Like if you're
my
bad
brain's
at your
dry.
dream, ugh.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta
But
work
somebody
at
can also
it.
be bad. But there's plenty of people who are really funny people. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. There's like people who I could watch get on stage and go like, they're not very good at comedy yet.
Right.
Yeah, but there's
But
something
like
there.
they're a fucking hilarious person.
There's something in there.
Yeah, there's a hilarious
So,
person.
what's the gnarliest three-way you guys have ever had?
What do you
Like
think?
the worst disaster one. Give me a
I mean,
bad
the worst
one.
disaster was a fucking week ago.
Yes.
Do tell.
Well, if you wonder why Christine hasn't been drunk once this entire trip,
Why?
it's she stopped drinking for a little bit but it didn't even end up happening. But it was going to be great. Well, it was going to be so great. There was a girl, beautiful Indian English girl, who we knew for a little bit, who was coming back. I did Ari Shafir's storytelling show in New York, and then there was another girl there who was beautiful. Those 2 other girls started getting along really well, and the Indian girl was like, "You should come back we're all going back to Jay's house." And that girl was like, "I'm totally in." Christine's tossing them back. But before that even came up, so she was just like, but she was like, "Yeah, let's do it." sign one, we should have probably walked on this. The cab back to the house, the girl goes, "Oh my God, Christine's snoring back here."
That just means she's excited. It's fine. So she fell asleep before you could get?
Yeah, we get out of the car and I'm like, "Hey, see, this is the problem I think can occur with these situations. Christine still doesn't fully understand, especially if she's drinking, that like it's not about I'm not just trying to get pussy and she's letting me get pussy." We've had a lot of arguments with that when we've had like on-air arguments on the radio show where people come up and they go, "Hey, you should really like, why don't you cut her some slack? Sometimes you got to deal with some shit. I mean, this girl gives you threesomes." And it's like, I don't think that's...
She enjoys it as well. It's not just
That's the whole
for
point,
you.
yeah.
Exactly.
I had an ex who we did a couple things before, and she was, even though I said, I go, "Don't do this for me. Do it if you're into it."
Like a sexual act?
Yeah. When she, which is with other people, you know, like threesome type shit.
Yeah.
When she didn't, like when I was very clear she was doing it for me, I just pulled the plug on it. I was like, "No, let's not do this anymore." Because you're not into this. You're doing it because you think it's going to keep me around.
Right. There's nothing worse than watching someone do something sexually and they're obviously not into it. It almost repulses me a little bit.
Really
and you're like, it's like not rape, but it's similar. Like it's
rapey.
It's rapey. Yeah.
Let's just call it rape. Let's just blanket it.
Well, no, I mean,
It's hard to do.
no, there's different levels.
different levels. It's rapey.
It feels rapey. Yeah.
It feels definitely like someone's like, "Let's just get through this," and it's like you shouldn't.
Yeah. No, it's terrible.
Here's the thing: as much as you can like emotionally remove yourself from it just to enjoy the physical act, if you're not enjoying the physical act, now it's like emotionally is kind of a shitty thing. To be a part of. So Christine, I think especially that's what she was drunk, and I think she was like, she didn't want to ruin my time, but I'm like, but if you're going to be out of it, who gives? Let's not even do it. But she's trying to hang on. She's like, "No, I'm totally good. I'm good. No shit. We get in the house. Me and the two girls go in the bedroom. Christine's like, "I'm gonna go pee," and you just hear like, "Bah!"
Did everyone hear it? The girls hear it? Were you like earplugs?
The English girl came over and she came back and she goes, "I think Christine's crying." And I'm like, And then Christine came back in the room for a couple seconds and she was like, "I gotta run to the bathroom again." And then she's gone. These girls are still both fully dressed.
In your room or in their living room?
Bedroom.
Oh, God.
They're both fully dressed, the girls, but they're kind of like, you know, they're like, "Are we doing this?" Like, is this happening?
So it was the three of you standing around.
Yes,
looking at each
basically.
other.
Because also the thing is, it's gone either way. One time, Christine went to the bathroom with another girl. When she came back, I was making out with the girl, and Christine, like, it just gave her like a little tinge. She's like, "Wait for me to get back in the room," and I was like, "All right, that's
I mean,
fine."
that was
That's
valid
fair.
point.
That's fair for her to want.
Oh yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. I'm like, "Sure, whatever you want."
Okay.
But so I'm kind of like standing there going like, the girls are like, "What should we?" I'm like, "Hey, just give it a minute, you know." I'm like, Christine must be in the bathroom again, so I'm gonna go get Christine. But I'm more going to be like, "Hey, should we send these girls home?"
Yeah.
Like seems like it's not gonna go good. She's not in the bathroom.
Oh, she's on the roof.
Like, where the fuck is on the roof? I'm a golden god.
In the rain.
So I'm like, wow, where the fuck is? So now I'm like, "Hey girls, I'll be back in 1 second." And I go out front of our apartment building. She's not there. I go out back of the apartment building, which is like a little like rat-infested alley, basically.
Hope she's not there.
She's not there.
Oh, good.
I go back out front. I kind of look up and down the block while these two girls are still sitting in the room. And then I go, I'm like, "Where the fuck?" Then let me check out back one more time. This is a great example of like drunk too. Like, she's coming up the steps from now the back rat-infested alley. She was back there around the corner.
Oh, she was.
Puke on her hand. Puke, wearing my hoodie, bra and panties. I go,
Like they were always brown or they had turned brown?
no, bra and panties.
Bra and panties. I was like, what? Why?
Why you specifying they was brown?
The detail I'd leave out is if she shit her pants, trust me. She's coming up, but this is such great. Again, I happen to be a good drunk. It's either I'm fine having fun or it's like, I don't feel good, let's hit the sack. Mm-hmm. I don't get to that like kind of like, "You guys want to fight?" type thing. She does. It affects her a different way. So the most frustrating conversations in the world.
She's trying to get rats fighting in the alley or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to get him to fight.
She's waving money, giving them tiny switchblades. Yeah. I got $100 on this jerk off here. So she comes up the stairs and I go, what the fuck are you doing? You're outside like in your underwear. What's wrong with you? And she goes, what? I went outside. What? What? I was outside. I'm like, I know you're out back in the alley in your underwear. She's like, what's that? I went outside.
It's the New York backyard. What?
And I'm like, get those fucking chicks out of here. Go in there and get them out. I'm gonna just say I left. Angry. I'm gonna go out back in the rat-infested alley and smoke cigarettes while you get them to leave.
This is like an episode of Laughing. People just like opening windows and doors.
Yeah,
They're like, what's up? What's up?
Hey, what are you
No
doing?
one knows what we're talking about, but we do.
Hey, neighbors. So she's like, all right, I'm gonna go.
That is so what I do when I'm pissed and I don't want to admit it.
She goes inside. I guess you said the girls weren't even in there anymore. They're out front.
Digging through all your
the
shit.
girls are like, I think this is something weird going on. The girls are like, we're gonna go have like a drink or something if you want to come like hang out, but like I think we're gonna split. And I go back inside. Kind of what I'm waiting for is Christine to come back out and be like, all right, they're gone, but she just hit the sack. She goes to bed. So she goes in her drunk state. She goes, you know what? Just go fuck those girls. I don't want to ruin your night. Go fuck those girls. I'm like, yeah, totally. I'm gonna go fuck those girls. And I just go outside. The girls are gone. I go outside and I just like walk around the block, just like smoking a cigarette. She wakes up. I get a phone call, and I'm not on our block. I'm just like around the corner from our block. And she's like, where are you? Like 50 minutes later, I'm like, I went to go fuck those girls. I'm gonna go fuck those girls. She's like, no, come back. Don't go fucking girls. I go, but you told me to. She's like, where are you? And then while I'm doing this, I'm like, I'm just walking back to the front of our apartment. And I sit on the steps of our apartment. I'm just smoking a cigarette. She goes, where are you? This is ridiculous. For a half hour, she just keeps sitting on the phone going, where are you? I'm like, I'm out. What's the big deal?
You
I
antagonized.
figure she's wandering around. At one point, she goes, where are you? I go, idiot. I'm in front of the house. She goes, I'm in a cab on 50th Street and 3rd Avenue. She's like a 10-minute cab ride away. I'm like,
Jay.
you moron. Jay? I was a gentleman the whole time.
I mean, he was fucking with her a little bit, but also like, but where were you cabbing to?
The girl's house.
Oh, you knew where she lives? Oh, okay.
But they went to the bar.
Were you still in a bra and panties and a hoodie like, damn it? Because I feel like in New York, a cab driver would have 100% picked you up like that. Yeah. They'd be like, that's fine.
Wow.
So that's why I fall apart. So she's like, so.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Oh, it was a great story. It's a fantastic story. And she came home and she was like, I think I should stop drinking. It doesn't hit me right.
Well, I think that speaks a lot about your relationship. Like, if you could have that happen and then laugh about it now, like, things are going great.
No, absolutely. And I said, I never wanted, like I said before, and those girls both, like, said, like, as insecure as I am, those girls were both beautiful. Like, individually, on my own as a single guy, that'd have been like a real, like, wow, I can't believe that girl wanted to fuck me. But it's just like, I learned, especially with my last relationship that I was in for a long time, that, like, all that behind the back shit are doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and even though it wasn't behind her back, she said do it. It's one of those things where you're like, it's just like.
It's more trouble than it's worth.
It's more trouble, but it's all over still. The prettiest girl, and by the way, we've had a couple connections with girls where we're like, we've hung out with them beyond just like fucking them. And, but even that, like, there's still a time of the day where you're kind of like, okay, that was that. You know what I mean? Like, you could walk away from it.
Yeah, you would never, like, add a third person to the relationship.
Oh, that sounds
No, but what's very interesting in having a girlfriend who isn't to girls, though, in these situations is to watch her go through, like, 'cause the unicorn, as I say, it definitely becomes, like, the girl of the situation, and you and the couple's
feel like I
the
feel
couple's
like the
kind of
dude.
communally the guy.
Yeah.
So it's funny to watch her, like, wondering where she's like, what, that girl said she was going to be here at this time. Like, are we getting stood? Okay, are we getting stood up to see her process, like, dude rejection?
Yeah, no, I totally get
It's
that.
so funny. And she has no idea. She's like, I'm a girl. I shouldn't have to call this girl 2 times to ask where she's at. And I'm like, well, sometimes you gotta.
Yeah. Dude, when Steven and I would hit on a girl together, I'd be like, you look beautiful today. Like, I feel like I had to be a guy to hit on her. Which it was so weird, and I was so bad at it.
Yeah. No, yeah.
But you do feel like a guy, and then when this one girl would text us like that we really liked, and we kind of like would hang out with again. She texted us, and then I'd be like, oh, she texted us, Steven. Yeah, I know, I saw it. What are you gonna say? I don't know. What are you gonna say? Like, we like dual flirt, like, but we have to like team up and decide what we're gonna say. It's so weird.
We've had it too. We're getting the texts go back and forth. We're sitting like in chairs next to each other.
yeah.
Like, what'd you write?
You've joked before. You said on stage about it. You have a small penis. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
It's like textbook average, literally.
What's textbook average?
6 inches.
Like what? Here to here?
That's
like average.
That's
not small. I just wanted to know if it was for the joke or not.
No, I'm a big dude, first of all, which makes it feel smaller. Second of all, it's like, I just wish it was big. You know what I mean? Like, you just like...
I guess, does every guy
you know what it is? Also, everyone probably
yeah.
wishes it was bigger also, but I'm the quintessential grower, not a shower. So that's the
So
bummer
it's
part.
real
So
tiny
being
plastic?
a big guy, it's not that it's tiny, it's just I wish it just fell down instead of pulled back
right,
like a
instead
police
of like erected
baton.
up. Yeah. Yeah, some guys, when they're flaccid, I'm like, yo, all right.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but the grower, not a shower thing is a real thing. Like,
Oh.
I've seen the tiniest go like Pinocchio, just like fuck
Yeah.
it. And you're like, what?
I call it...
Your dick was lying.
The flaccid, I call it my dangle, and like sometimes I'll be so excited to fuck Christine, so I'll come in and I go, look at my dangle, it's warm in here. Look at it's dangling down.
Look at my
Like,
dangle.
flick it.
Well, I think we as women, we always assume that just like no matter what a dude looks like, you're always like 100% confident with your body because you're a fucking dude and you could do whatever. But I mean, do you, as like a bigger guy, do you ever feel like weird about your body or?
Oh, geez, yeah, I fuck in a tank top almost exclusively.
Really? You don't take your shirt off during sex?
She begs me to, and I will when it's just me and her, but I don't. Actually, we had like 1 or 2 girls who have been like, take your shirt off, and I'm like, please don't make me do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, I just
Do you
feel more
have
confident in a
boobs? I
tank
don't
top.
think you do.
I mean, sure, sort of. I mean, I call them pecs.
Yeah,
They're muscle
pecs.
up here, but I'm a big guy. I don't know. If I was in shape, I would fuck
It's like when having
They don't
women
care, I know.
go swimming in a t-shirt, like we can still see it, and you're making it weirder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like-
It's the only reason I've never swam in a t-shirt, because I'm like, it draws more attention that you're
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
it
I'm just like,
does.
I'll just go
It
be
goes
over
into
here.
every fold, and you're like,
Oh.
well, that's opposite of what I wanted.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Wait,
Oh,
my
when I was
God.
when I was a young fat kid too, like the reason I didn't wear a t-shirt, because already when I get out of I was always envious of the pool. Like people would get out of the deep end of the pool by pushing up and then putting their foot up on the thing, and I'd like roll out like a manatee, just like come out of the thing with a big pool of water like coming after me too.
Half the pool's empty now. Dude, I would be so pissed if you try to leave your shirt on during sex. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I
Tank top
hate
though. It's
that.
not. I mean, it's
That's a
pretty
shirt.
pretty
It-
form-fitting.
That does what a person wanting to wear a shirt swimming does.
Yeah.
Look, it's something I have to get over myself. Absolutely, for sure. I know that, but it really is like, in my mind, you try to at your best. You try to think of yourself looking different than you look. What I'm trying to learn to realize, and I've thought about this a lot, is that if a girl is already in a position where we're gonna fuck, like she's seen me all night. She's seen every bad angle I've sat in, and I sit on stage. I know it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she's not surprised
She has
by.
an idea of what
She's just
you're
not
gonna-
surprised by anything. So
Right.
if she's in the fucking me, she's like, yeah, take a shot. You know, she would want that, I guess. But in my mind, I'm just like, you catch a glimpse in that mirror, you're like, at least if I'm in a tank top, I'm like, all right.
You feel confident, and that's
Yeah.
important.
But girls are troopers. I mean, I think like even when
We
I've been
are.
the most shocked, I'm just like, gulp and let's do it. Like I'm like, I'll take a second and then I'm over it.
Yeah, nothing. I've never gotten naked with a person and be like, oh, nope, I can't. I gotta go. The only time was his dick was too big and it just wouldn't fit. So I was like, well, this isn't gonna work. I gotta go.
Yeah.
But that,
Well,
like,
what a
never,
poor guy.
Well, he probably couldn't have sex with a lot of people because I'm sure a lot of girls said. Because when I did that, he goes, oh man, not again. Like it happened to him a lot.
And you just walk out, he starts sucking his own dick, and he's like,
Have fun with yourself. But like, you know, have you ever gone to fuck somebody in your lifetime and then been like, nope, and the situation?
Something about them, yeah, made you leave.
yeah, but more like, there's been times in my life where I was gonna do like fuck someone that I shouldn't have fucked. Not because it was like someone's girl, but like I shouldn't have been fucking somebody else, like behind someone's back or
You were
something.
cheating.
And
So you were gonna cheat and then you didn't.
That was a long way to get to.
I love the road you
We're
took.
talking
Yeah.
more like aesthetically, though. Like, have you ever been presented with a female
Like a
figure
gnarly
that you were
vag, I
like,
don't
no?
No. No, I don't think so. No, yeah, and I had a girl one time when I was on tour with these bands who I hooked up with her, and she was like, again, it's funny, like I'd swing like for women that I wasn't super even attracted to because I'm like, well, they'll do it. Because no, but I'm saying because they're not like, because I can't get, first of all, I'm on tour with like pretty popular bands at least, so it's, you know what I mean? Like,
So you're getting the toaster leaving.
I'm 17th on the totem pole of
Right.
possibility.
You're like, I'll take it.
So yeah, when like the first girl come and be like, hey, let's go fucking in your tour bus. I'd be like, sure.
Wow.
And one girl took off her pants and she had like burn scars like on her leg, and I was still like, well, it's so shitty to send her away. And so you just like, all right, here we go.
Did you ask her what? Probably not. It's probably not a good idea to
No.
ask her what happened.
But did that actually
You're
turn
like,
you up? No.
What happened? Garbage fire? Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, that would have killed the mood real bad. Do you masturbate a lot? I imagine you jerking off all the time. I don't know why.
All the time? I can, for sure.
How many times in one day? How was like the longest you?
Most?
Yeah.
I'm sure I've jerked off 5 times in a day in my life.
Damn. 5 loads.
Yeah. I mean, by the last one, it's just like mummy dust. Just coughing like you opened up an old book of spells.
Where's the weirdest place you've ever jerked off?
Wow. We talked about this recently. I've not too many crazy places have I jerked off. Like I've never jerked off at an airplane, which I feel like I should have. On like a long flight, that'd be great. I mean, in the bathroom, not in my seat.
Yeah. I was gonna.
Yeah,
say,
Everyone was like, please don't do that.
a little weird.
I mean, is there room for you to jerk off in a bathroom? Like, I barely fit in an airplane bathroom.
Yeah, because you got to pee. So
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a lot
right
of
there.
space.
Yeah, you could jerk. Well, I would sit down on that one.
Oh,
You
really?
Yeah.
You can do you not jerk off standing up?
No, I don't. I've had this discussion a lot recently too, oddly enough.
We get it. You're doing other things.
It's
Okay.
come up. No, but just like my friend Dan Soder, like he exclusively jerks off standing up.
Yeah. Well, I know. I can do
have.
both. I can do both.
Sometimes I'm like, let's switch it up.
Yeah.
Girls
up.
standing jerking off? That
Yeah.
seems weird.
If you're in the shower, stand up.
But when you like come, don't you get all like weaky kneed and like
I do.
kinda
I do.
dangerous?
I do.
I can remain standing.
I'm not saying you have
And I
to fall. I'm
cannot.
not saying falling down. I'm saying almost like just the loss of
I'm
control.
attracted to myself, but like I can keep it under control.
I think I am so hot that I'm just like, oh.
While you're screaming out,
I'm
you're
so
so
lucky.
hot.
Corinne.
Yeah.
So hot.
So hot as it fall to the ground. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying for like it's a slippery surface and like you know you do lose a little bit of control. No.
I mean, I put my butt against the tiles of the wall, and
What
then
happens next? What do you like during sex? I just imagine you just like just with your tank top on, like on your knees.
you have to usually get on top. I feel like girls would probably get on top of you.
No, I'm pretty active.
Really?
Oh,
That's how you lost the weight.
nice.
Christine, her favorite position to come is her on top. So that's how it wraps up for her
Yeah.
generally. But I'd say beyond that, like, no, I'm pretty active. I like a lot of different me on top positions.
What's
I like
your favorite?
leg. My favorite is girl sort of on her side and back.
Okay.
That was so hard.
Bottom leg between my legs. I hold the other leg up.
Guys love that one.
It's like, why are you making me a puppet? I can't.
Yeah.
This angle hurts.
And we're like, Carrie Strug already
Big
won the
fan.
Olympics.
Big fan of that position.
my vagina is very picky. It's
Oh,
just
really?
like- yeah.
She's a big fan. Christine likes side, laying on her side in general. No, I don't mean like to watch
We
a
all know
movie.
so much about her now.
Sexually.
Yeah, no, I got it.
But I'm just saying like that's so yeah, that's but I have to be very active in that position. That's a very top.
That is an active position.
Yeah.
Is that like, do you guys fuck in weird places or just the bed? Because when you get to a certain age, you're like,
We live
there's a
together
bed here,
now,
it's
yeah.
fine.
We live together now, so you know we're in the hotels together a lot. But no. In fact, early in our relationship though, I tried to fuck her on a roof. She shot it down. Finger blasted her in a car pretty early.
All the
You like
classics.
finger blasting?
That shut everyone down?
Yeah, well, don't pay attention. It's fine.
Finger blasting in a car.
Well, I think it's just maybe your use of finger blasting instead of fingering.
Christine's
Yeah,
got
why
a
is
tough
it
push. She likes to get blasted. She's not a fragile girl. It's a sturdy bitch back there. Girl needs a blast. Can't give her a diddle.
Just blowing it.
Oh my God. I want to take it back for a second. Like, I want to know what little Jay Okerson was like. Like, where did you grow up? How did you learn about sex? What was your home life like? How did you get here?
Dad split when I was 3. Mom got remarried when I was 11. I was very into porn young. Think I jerked off pretty early. Definitely
young?
before anything was coming out. Like,
So you didn't have an orgasm,
no, you did.
but nothing
Ooh.
came out?
Just nothing came out. Then was hilarious. My stepmother, who still hates me today for God knows how many reasons, but she just never liked me. My dad got remarried when I was 10 or 11. And I remember going there for the summer and finding my dad. My dad had porn magazines that were not like, you know, like the thin paper, like porn magazines of America. These were like ones you get like in a 3-pack at an actual porn store.
Oh, yeah.
It's like thick gloss paper.
Yeah, because they know you're going to jizz
But they
all
show
over it.
penetration too. Those ones
okay.
showed penetration. I'm 38, so when I was younger, even like the smut magazines of like the time didn't have penetration. It all kind of evolved in my lifetime.
So
But these
lucky.
foreign ones would have like penetration, and I would jerk off to those. Oh, my dad had shitty furniture, just these really junk couches, but with 4 cushions on them. And I would go, because I thought someone was supposed to come out from the pictures. So I would have that orgasm feeling, and then I would just pee a little, and it would get all over the cushions, and then I would just flip the cushion, start over the next day. I'd go to the next cushion, and then just work this way, like building a wall.
So eventually his couch just smelled like piss? Does he have a cat you could blame it on or no?
No animals.
No animals. Shit. Did he ever find out that you were pissing on the couch after you jerked off?
Well, he subscribes to your podcast. So. I don't know. I mean, I've told it like
Okay.
before. I don't know if I've told him that, but I've definitely publicly told that story before. But it's like, yeah, no, my stepmother definitely was like, it smells like piss in this house, and I don't know why. I'm like, who knows?
Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's you, piss lady.
What was your first sexual experience with another person?
For like losing my virginity or any kind of anything. I guess it was all the same thing, really.
Yeah.
I was 17, and the girl was 22 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, she was a neighbor girl. She was living with her uncle, who we later found out was doing some weird shit to her also, which explains why she'd fuck a 17-year-old, I guess.
That's not that big of an age difference.
22.
A 22-year-old girl is a lot
yeah.
different than a 17-year-old
Yeah?
guy. Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she approached it very like she was like, I'm like teaching you. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, that's cool.
Right.
Let's
So it's almost
go.
like probably emulating what had been done to her.
Very possibly.
Right.
But like,
Oh, what'd
but
she do to you? What'd she teach
No,
you?
she was great. I mean, like she was really like she was pretty. But I said that I mean, I've had like I have a joke on an album about it. That's just really telling the story, but it's true. Like we went to a hotel that I had to get my mom's credit card to use to pay for, and we went in this room. She was playing. She had a boombox with the. Do you remember Enigma?
Yes. Wait, she brought a boombox to the hotel? That's what I'm interested in. She had an Enigma cassette tape?
Enigma CD.
CD, okay.
And yeah, she was playing that Enigma CD, and just like everything was just like sometimes girls like it when you open up their lips and lick the middle part there, and I'm like. Ooh.
And was that the first time you went down on a girl?
Yeah, everything, and then she
What'd you
blew
think
me.
of it?
I was into the whole thing. I wanted to do it for sure. Like I was very like overtly sexual as a kid. Like very much I wanted to like see things. When we were like really little kids, we used to go. I talked about this with somebody. I was at this festival. We used to go to the Jewish Community Center. The sauna steam room was between the men's and women's locker rooms.
Uh-huh.
And we used to go. I think it's why I'm still such a fan of like pussy hair on chicks. Is because as a kid, we used to like peek into the girls' locker room and you just see all these like big old Jewish titties and pussies. And then if anyone came out and they'd be like, excuse, can I help you boys? You'd be like, oh, is my mom in there? Her name's Terry. And just like run the other way.
Do Jewish titties look different than non-Jewish titties?
Some Jewish girls got big old titties, man. Yeah. I guess it can go either way, but
those titties were big.
those titties were big.
Oh,
I mean,
by
the way, we're not even talking about like, again, I don't remember any of it, but I mean, I don't recall being there and being like, wow, these amazing bodies. I mean, it was like a Jewish community center, so it was like, old ladies from the treadmill and all that kind of shit. But it was still just like, you're like, whoa.
Still happy to see it.
Yeah, I was the kid who put like on goggles in the pool so you can go underwater and see the pubes coming out of the side of the thing.
Really?
Fucking new kids
Oh,
did
yeah,
that.
totally. What?
That's why every time I go in a public pool, I'm like, some fucking dude's trying to look at my pussy with his goggles.
There's just some kid with goggles just like floating right.
I'm always, and then I would say that, and someone would be like, Christina, shut the fuck up. No, he's not. I'm like, no, they are.
The aerial shot of what that must look like, just like a bunch of women in a pool and a bunch of people underwater, like with their arms
It's like synchronized swimming, but these little boys trying to get closer to the vaginas.
But it's just curiosity. I mean, I like when I'm at the beach, I'm not like I'm just looking at other people. It's interesting. Bodies are interesting.
They are.
And I like to look at them.
When you were a kid, did you ever have like a friend? Like I had a friend that we were, I don't know how old we were, maybe 8. And we were like, let's just like touch each other's butts. And we just like touch each other's butts for an hour.
That was a
and
guy?
then his mom would come in and be like, what are you doing? We're like, nothing. And then we would just do weird shit.
Oh yeah, I got caught with stuff like I got caught by a girl's brother when we were like, but again, this is being like 8 years old and stuff.
Yeah.
Really, I remember touching her vagina and being like, I'm saying vagina because we were 8. Touching her vagina and being like, what's this? What am I doing? And she's like, I don't know. And then her 17-year-old brother opening the door and being like, just with my hand on her pussy, like,
Was your hand on her bare pussy?
Yeah.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, but it was only like
advanced.
touching. It was just like kind of like.
Well, because you don't know, and
know.
then it just feels good, and then you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I feel so good. Like, keep doing it.
Yeah.
There was a lot, but then I was like, then I had a lull from like 8 to 17.
Nothing happened. No Jewish titties or anything.
No, it's funny. I shouldn't say that. Yeah, there was some more Jewish titties. A girl came over to my house after high school one time. She went to a different high school, but I was friends with her from the block. We lived in the same block in Philly. And she came over, and I was like putting out a confident vibe. I'm like, hey, we should like hook up or do whatever. And she probably just broke down, and she was like, okay. She's like, yeah, let's go. We were the same age. And she took off her shirt and her bra, and she had huge titties.
Outside?
In my grandmother's house where we were. No one was
like,
home. No one was home. And I remember she's like, what do we do now? I said, well, let's lay down. And like I laid down. It was on the floor. I remember she laid on top of me, and she had huge titties. So when she's laying on top of me, they're like sweet, so it's like they're up in her neck.
Choking you.
And she was sitting there, and she's like, what do we do now? And I was like, I think you gotta go. My grandmother's coming home soon. Like I just totally like just chickened out and like sent her away.
Did you jerk off after that and pee all
Probably.
over the cushions?
That was past my pee times.
Oh, good. I didn't know when it ended. I don't know.
So what you have a child.
Yeah.
A daughter.
I almost forgot about
Try
it.
to keep her away from all the things I say.
Yeah, well,
Understandable.
how old is she now?
13.
13. So, and she's from the relationship you had right before your current one, or
Yeah.
And so you were in that like relationship for a long time, right?
Yeah, a really long time. I was 23 when we got together. Just turned 24 when I turned 24 shortly after she had Isabella. Yeah.
And
young.
Were you ever married or?
Yeah, we got married.
Mm-hmm.
What's Jay Oakerson's wedding like?
Fun, man. It was such a
like
party. It was
Punk
great.
rock everywhere.
No, pretty traditional in that sense.
Oh,
It
really?
was just a really cool party, though. Yeah, it was
that's
fun.
nice.
Like I said, I've been doing comedy for a long time at that point, so just like the friends you accumulated over the years and stuff came out. Because New York had to become my home. I'm not from there. I mean,
Right.
none of us are. So like, it was cool to have that many people. It was like 300 people, like person wedding. No, it was like the real whole like catering hall. The whole thing was nice. My daughter was the flower girl. That's how white trash it is.
So have you had a talk with her? Because she's 13. I mean, is she dating?
The birds and the bees.
Do you put rules on her?
No, she's not dating. And I said before, I'm not naive about it. I don't want to be naive about it. But from what I can tell and being pretty open and honest and frank with her, that she's pretty, not naive, but like she's still got a lot of kid in her.
She's still a child, yeah.
She's
and
got a lot of kid.
nice.
And it's tough. She's 13. She's getting little boobs. She's 5'11".
And you're her dad. It's amazing.
She's 5'11". She's very pretty, so it's like, and she's, and I see her developing her personality and everything, and she's funny kid, and she's pretty outgoing and everything. And she's, we've caught a few things here and there that are like little like kind of nervous like things to get worried about, but
Like
I don't
what?
try to make too big of a deal about it. When she first got a cell phone, she was going on these apps where you can like talk to people. And it's funny, and almost getting the bad news, it was also at the same time finding out that she's like a little like over her head, and that I could, and it kind of scared her away from it, I think, to some degree. But she was talking to some 17-year-old boy, and she was 12 at the time. 17-year-old boy in Texas or something. But he was writing something. He wrote something at some, I don't know, but it was something where it's like after we saw the screenshots on the computer eventually, or on the phone, and at some point she was like, she's like, do you want me to like play a song for you? Because he's like, I'm depressed, I'm feeling bummed out or something. She's like, you want me to play a song for you? And he was like, you want to fuck? And then she was like, I got this great song about something like that. I'm not doing it, but he definitely wrote "Want to Fuck," and like, and then we saw things of her texting her friend after that, and it was like, and she was like, "Can you believe this?" You know what I mean? Like, I was saying like, what?
Reassurance.
Like how crazy this? So in that way, but I did sit her down, and I was like, it's all. My first words of that conversation was like, I was like, Isabella, like, want to fuck? Really? Like, want to fuck? And she was, and her mom was like, Jay, I was like, no, but this is like, you can't pull back. No, this is the world she's in now.
Yeah.
So I at least got to let her understand what it's like. Do you understand what that even means? She's like,
Yeah.
She's like, yes. I'm like, what does that mean? She was like, sex. But I mean, I think Christine, she stays with us a decent amount and stuff. And you could like, she's a kid for sure. And like, but I don't like, she's watched my comedy a number of times at this point. And like she watches me try to pull back, but I don't, and then I end up saying like I'm like, oh, my daughter's here, so I'm fucking this up. But she's always been around. Like me and her mom both have foul mouths, and like, if it makes sense, I feel like she's not afraid to kind of talk to us.
Yeah, because you guys,
or especially
open.
maybe even me more than her mom. I don't know. Her mom might wig out even less, but I think she feels like she kind of knows the world I'm in. Like she likes it. I think you've even met her before when she came.
I've never met your daughter.
No,
I want to. She sounds
I've always had brought her, like when she stays with me on weekends sometimes, if I'm at the Comedy Cellar at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll always be like, if you want to go back to the house with Christine, she'll take you back down. She's like, I'm a night owl. And she was like, so she likes just being in the vibe of that mix. And like, there's things that I don't like. She saw like a fight happen outside the Comedy Cellar, and like you can see her like looking like she wanted to see, and I'm like, let her. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
worst it's gonna happen.
because the more I think, again, with all that, if I try to like really keep her away from it and like keep her away from even my comedy or any of that stuff, like it is going to draw her more to it. So I'd rather be there. And
Yeah, I mean, she could look it up on the internet anyway.
And I think because of that, she doesn't mind. Like I took her to see like we took her to Panorama Festival in New York last weekend.
I was there.
I don't think she finds it like lame to be like she says she does, and like she tries to put on that act like my dumb dad, but like she thinks it's cool hanging out with me for sure.
Aw,
like I got her the tickets, we got her backstage and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think she likes that, and that's a good thing. I said
That's a great thing.
because I'm always terrified of that because me and my dad have like I don't even know my dad that well. You know,
You
what
never
I mean?
talked to him after he left your
No,
mom?
no, I do. I
Yeah.
mean, I said but
What's
it's
he like?
just kind of cast me off, and like he's like now he wants to be my best buddy, but I mean like at the time. He was just like, I'd see him like once a year.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? Like
very
that kind of
rare,
shit.
yeah.
And he didn't like call on birthdays, kind of shit like that.
He didn't give a shit.
So I so worried about her feeling that way about me that I've not smothered her, but it's almost like I've said this where it's, I feel like if I have to go away now for like a month or something, where I'm not going to see her for like a couple weeks, I have such like, Isabella, Daddy loves you. I'm going to be gone, but I'm going to call you every day. And I just that, and I'm sorry, but as soon as we get back, I'll make sure we hang out or you stay at my house. And she's always like, okay. Like, she's like she doesn't feel that same sense of like, she's like, all right, are you abandoning me? Why are you building me up for this? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you last week, and now I'm not going to see you this week, and I'm worried you're going to be like freaked out.
She gets it. She's cool.
I think she does. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully. And I said, I know I'm like, God knows how many years away from like having to wrap my brain around like her with dudes or anything like that. And that I am.
You gonna be cool?
I guess.
You don't know how you're gonna
here's
react.
the thing. Like I said, there's no preparation for it because I don't know. At some point, it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, well, that's the world. You know what I mean? I think with everything, you feel like, especially as a parent too, I think you're feeling like that's going to change the human being completely. And then when you see it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like when you see it does
Change her?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying as the person
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I think when they have sex, you're almost like, as a father, I think you're worried like, oh my God, is this it now? She just fucks everybody, and this is my daughter's like some whore. But then you're like,
Wow,
no.
you went to an extreme.
Right.
I don't think as a father, that's a thing where you're like, I'm saying like, you don't know.
Right.
The first time it happens, it's always going to probably feel too young unless they wait till they're in their mid-20s, which is not going to realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm saying your concern is like, oh my God, this is it. Like my daughter fucks now. This is her. And it might not.
Does it freak you out? Because
No, because it makes no sense to waste time worrying about it right now. Other than just keep an eye for the things that, you know what I mean? I don't want it to be lied to about or anything like that.
Well, and it's also part of growing up and becoming like a happy, healthy human being. So it's just
there's
natural.
girls I know who started fucking at like 13, 14 who like, have families now and they're fine. They're, functioning members.
they're functioning members of society.
They're alive. They're okay.
Yeah, they have a
No,
job.
but I'm just my point being that's pretty young to start.
No, I agree.
I was
and I
15.
always
I look
say
back
that.
when I was 15. I'm like, I had sex when I was 15.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
young. And then I meet a 15-year-old. I'm like, oh my God, if I had a kid, I'd probably be nuts on
The perspective of that, like the things I was thinking and wanting to do at 14 years old, like Isabella's going to be 14 in a couple, like in October, in a few months.
Well, I mean, we get emails sometimes from people, and they're just like, I'm 14. I just feel like my sex life is going nowhere. And I'm like, as it should.
Keep it that way. Keep it that way.
I'm like, you guys are giving me a goddamn heart attack.
I know.
What are you talking about?
I've tried black guys, Latino guys.
Have you fucked every race of women?
Maybe.
Pacific Islander. That's always the one that's left out.
Have you fucked a Pacific Islander?
Maybe not. Maybe
Oh,
not.
Jay, come on.
It's very possible I have not fucked the Pacific Islander.
How many? Do you have a ballpark number of how many people you've had sex with?
No.
Just no.
Is it over 100?
Yeah, I think so. Probably at this point. Yeah, I'd say over 100.
100 by yourself?
By myself. Yeah.
No
probably.
help
Yeah,
from
probably.
Christine.
I think so. I remember being like younger in my like 20s, having friends who were like, I probably fucked like 200 chicks. And I'm like, that's fucking insane.
That's a lot of chicks.
That's a
How do you
lot.
have that time?
I
Really?
always worry. I think sometimes like women like overestimate that. Sometimes I think they say, oh, it's got to be well over 100. I'm like, I'm talking about a girl like in their 20s or something. You're just kind of like, that's a lot of. I'm not even saying like for the judgment of the sex. I'm just saying
Just
like,
for time management.
I'm like, that's an actual lot of people.
It's impressive.
Yeah, but if you like sex, you get out there and you're single for a long chunk of time. I mean, I'm so glad I had a boyfriend before I started comedy because I feel like I would have fucked all the comics.
Right.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Fall into that.
I get it because I just see it happen
No
because you're
comment.
with these people all the time. And girls like will let things like physicality and stuff doesn't so much matter to us as much as I think it matters to guys. Like if you're funny, we'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll fuck you. Like if that
Yeah, Joe
that
DeRosa's
turns me
fucked
on.
every girl comic. He has,
Not me.
Yeah.
not every girl comic, but he's fucked a lot of girl comics.
Yeah. We talked
Cute
about it
dude.
with him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Joe's. I'm not saying Joe's not a good-looking
Yeah,
dude, but I
yeah.
mean, like, he's not like the ideal, like, in shape, great-looking. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's comics who are, it's like if you're like a Gary Goldman, something like that, like, fucked
Yeah.
every girl. You're like, well, he's great-looking dude.
Yeah, he's an
Everybody's
Adonis
stalk-
and funny.
Yeah, he's
like
stalked.
not fair.
Yeah, exactly. He's all that stuff.
If you slay puss a lot and like because was there a time when you were single and then like chicks would just want to fuck you after every show and then you would be fucking pretty consistently? Was there a period of time
Unfortunately,
where you
I
did that?
fucked relatively consistently, but I was never single. That was the fucking shitty part. So
Did you cheat?
I probably like horribly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel it's why I ultimately had to like end it with my ex. She wanted to have like another kid, and we didn't stay together for my daughter, but we definitely that was sort of my motivation in many ways.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to be present for her, and I really still to this day get along with my ex very, very well. She's a great girl, but like just got to a point where I was like I'm being like rotten to her.
Did you?
I stopped-
Were you open with like that you were cheating? Did you admit or confess when you
I
cheated?
got caught before. Then we tried.
How did you get caught?
Then we tried to do red-handed.
Fucking her and she
not
walked
fucking.
in?
No, not fucking. Like a phone call, like an intercepted phone call. It was bad.
She called the girl you were fucking called you and then your wife. Or
She answered. I was asleep.
Oh.
Bad.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And
She couldn't like do a simple accent exercise, like, "Oh, I was just calling because he has an appointment at the day spa." Like something. Like,
No, that was
lie.
a lesson I actually learned that day too. Was like you can't lie to both people.
You didn't tell you had a girlfriend?
Yeah,
Or
one's
wife?
got to know.
Okay.
Yeah, one's got to know for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
How was that? Getting woken up to that?
How's waking up to that? I wish. I wish it was a finger poke. It was she was in law school. It was a law school book to the face.
To the face.
Yeah, it was bad, but I deserved every bit of it.
Yeah.
And I said I have no. I don't even make any excuses. I shouldn't say I don't make any. The excuse I have for it was I didn't get attention from like women like younger at all, or at least I wasn't seeing it, or I was very insecure. I was significantly heavier than I am now, even, and like very lack of confidence. And then when I met her, I was only doing comedy for maybe like 2 or 3 years and starting to catch a rhythm at least of like, not that I was a good comic, I just knew how to do well.
Yeah.
I knew how to like do well at a show. And just from that, being funny, developing personality like that, it started coming my way a little more. And I'd already I was with her, and we have a kid now, so young. And I was just like, and when I got caught, even she would ask me, she'd go, "How can you do this? Like, what are you thinking about me and Isabella when you're doing these things?" And I'm like, "Not at all."
I was going to ask you
Like,
that.
it's really, as I said, and I mean that not even like a fuck you, I don't care, I'm doing it anyway. I mean, like, I'm just going like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here in this bumfuck town, and there's a girl who wants to come back to my room. Like, that's not. And then like,
And you just black out any
as soon as
other-
it's over, you're
Yeah.
just kind of like, oh my God, this girl has to get out of here. I have to call home and like check
Yeah.
and everything's okay at home. And
Yeah.
like,
It's just
it
like
was-
a simple pleasure. It's just like there was like a brownie on the plate and you fucking ate it. And you're
It was, and
like,
I can never get away. And I lived with my, my shoulders were my ears at all times, worried about getting caught with stuff. And I've tried, 38 now. I've tried to like at least, like I said before, the beauty of me and Christine's relationship is it is pretty open, and like we could have a conversation about anything. I said, me and you were talking outside earlier. If she was really like, hey, I want to like fuck dudes now or something, I'd be like, well, we could talk about that. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, you would be cool with like totally open?
Yeah. You know what's funny? I don't know how cool I'd be with like totally open, like while I'm away, I'll fuck and you fuck whoever you want to fuck. I mean, I would discuss that for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I guess I think it comes to those moments too. If I'm sitting in a hotel room, I just know myself enough to know, like, just sitting there playing a video game, and I know she's like, hey, I'm going to be off the radar for 2 hours because I'm getting some heavy dick, and this, I'll be like, that might bother me. But, like, in a situation...
Back to PlayStation.
I guess I'll play PlayStation. Hey, sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm getting spit roasted by these 2 black dudes. I don't know, I think it would just, like, wear, you know what I mean? I'm like, that, but if I was... able to be involved, if it's all happening there, like I said before,
Right.
like I don't fuck chicks behind her back at all. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
the fact that it's open to that, if she was like, hey, like, but again, when we were saying, I'm not bisexual at all. I have no attraction to. I'm far from homophobic, and I'll do some pretty gay stuff for a laugh. But
like
Sexual.
what?
Gayest thing you've done for a laugh.
I mean,
Fuck a guy.
no, I never fucked a guy. I've definitely grabbed several dicks in my life. Me and Louis J. Gomez made out.
Of course you did.
We
Yeah.
made out on camera.
You're committed.
you get a boner?
That's
Yeah,
respectable.
We go for it. Did not get a bone at all. We were both actually, the video, you can see us like, both of us
Inverting.
just going like, just trying to get through it so we can wig out Dave, who was really, I'll show you a picture after this. It's great of Dave. Someone got a good video of as me and Louis are kissing. Dave's in front of us like running to like away from the situation. He's so appalled by what's happening. But I'm not in the guys at all. But I mean, like I definitely see the first thing I ever did with like any kind of like couple swap or involving other people thing was with my ex-girlfriend from years ago when I was like 18 or 19, and we met a couple, and it was a couple. The girl was my girlfriend's age, but the guy was older than all of us.
How much older?
Had a van, like one of those two.
Jeez. He drove you all to
And we
the
went to some
four-way?
weird motel where he was like living with her, and it was we did a couple swap thing there. And even though it didn't really go good that night, like I was pretty upset after it was over.
Why were you upset?
My girlfriend wasn't like super into it, but then she's like, all right, let's give it a shot, and then ended up really digging it.
Too much.
I feel like his girlfriend wasn't that into me, and all I remember was being in this hot hotel room, being on top of this girl who had it just wasn't where I was on top. I just remember being sweaty and just being like having to keep apologizing and like So I didn't want to sweat on her.
sweat in your
I'm
eye.
like, yeah, I'm just like, I'm sorry.
You were sweating on her?
I wasn't, but I was trying desperately. I was just so preoccupied. And it just seemed like I came into this like probably very self-serving, being like, I want to fuck this chick.
Right.
Not even overthinking like this guy's going to be fucking my
Meanwhile,
chick.
your girlfriend's riding that guy's dick, and you're like having a great time.
I mean, she is clawing on the walls, and this girl's like, and this girl's kind of looking over my shoulder at them like, I hate
Must
that.
be nice.
Almost looking like I hate that he does this. Like with the guy. I don't think she likes her boyfriend doing that. It was
okay.
so it just went
that's
kind of
horrible.
haywire. And shit, I'm trying to remember the point. Oh, but he gave some of the speeches he gave before it all happened.
Speeches.
All right, guys, listen up.
Huddle up, team.
No, but he was like, it was all like he said. We were all young except for him, and he was giving us a lot of like.
How much older was he?
Not much. Not much.
Okay.
I know. Say
Not like
if we were like,
40.
if we were like, I was like 19. My girlfriend was like 17 or 18, and I think like the guy was maybe like 22 or something. It wasn't like crazy.
okay.
It wasn't crazy.
I was picturing like 45. Okay.
Yeah.
No. But he was just doing like a lot. You could tell someone told him he was just giving the whole speech of like, basically saying like compartmentalizing sex and being like, this is just a fun act. It's like, get rid of the jealousy. It doesn't matter and all that stuff.
He said that before.
This was his van retreat.
Yeah. Yeah. He was saying as he was showing me his tube television he has in his van. But some of the theory behind what he was saying, like I didn't fully disagree with, where it's like it is, I mean, I can separate that.
Yeah,
So,
Bad Man has a point.
So I don't want to like do anything sexual with a guy, but I can appreciate. He was saying what he appreciated was like he likes why he wasn't jealous of his girl fucking a guy, is he likes watching. Like the only angle he gets on sex when he's fucking her and seeing her fuck is his, the first person. He said he finds it hot to see her fucking.
Right.
If that's his girl and he's attracted to her, that's like, it's like your personal porn star.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that completely. So I'm saying, so if she was like, I want to fuck other guys while you watch, I could be like, I could listen to that.
Your personal porn star. I like that.
Hell yeah, why not?
That's a good phrase.
So we do need to wrap up in a couple minutes, but I just want to close. We mentioned your lovely podcast co-hosts, Lewis and Dave, and you do have a podcast called Legion of Skanks that we've been on several times. But
The first time went so great.
I don't know about that.
The first time?
Afterwards, when Lewis ran away.
Lewis told you guys. Lewis said out you guys were the hottest girls in all of comedy.
Oh, I forgot that.
I'm like,
we
have
weren't
you
even.
seen
I don't even
girls? Like,
count
what?
that one.
No.
I mean, Lewis does say yes.
He says
is.
every girl is the hottest girl. And I'm like, oh, I'm over
It does lose some power when he says it to every girl.
No, I don't want to rehash that.
Little bit.
I'm just curious because after having this conversation with you, it's obvious that you're like a nice person, you're a good person, you care, you give a shit. So it's just like, is that a character for you? Is it like wrestling when you do Legion of Skanks? Because you guys say a lot of heinous stuff about women on Legion of Skanks.
But I always hear
But what do you
not
think
out of
that I
your
say?
mouth.
Because I said I definitely don't do any character at all in anything I say.
No, I'm curious because
Now,
sometimes people explain it as like, oh, it's more like wrestling characters, and it's fine if it's like a Andrew Dice Clay character.
I don't want to speak for Lewis or Dave or anything like that, but I speak I'm on every like form that I do. I try to be as like honest and real as possible. Now, also, we're funny. We're trying to make laughs. So I say very ridiculous things like for the sake of humor. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I've said the problem I had. I made a point with. We were on the Anthony Cumia network for a while, for a year. We did a stint there, and my gripe almost was something like that when we left the network was Anthony's been publicly in trouble a few times, and I have no personal issue with him at all. I don't want to make anything like that, but he had a domestic abuse charge come up against him, and my gripe with that when I said why I wanted to get off the network, one of the reasons was I'm like, if I don't do that, I don't hit women. I would never hit a woman. You know what I mean? It's not my thing. So it's
Good for you.
No, my point being though, I would say if it was the funniest thing in the moment, if a guy was like, oh, my girlfriend's not doing blah, blah, blah. And I go, well, have you tried punching her?
Right,
And then I go,
that's a
so that's
joke.
funny. That's a joke in the moment. And then I hate that now people go, it's like, real nice thing to say. Someone's like, oh, come on. I don't do
we
that.
We know that's a joke.
But that's the point I'm saying. But I don't think, but I think
Anthony,
anything you would find an
actually
example of me would be in the vein of that. It's like saying like a joke, whether it's funny or not, or it hits is one thing or not. But I mean, like, no, I said I was raised by my mom and my grandma for many, many years before my step-pop came around. So I am definitely like, I'm an anti, but I mean, I have like misogynistic material in my comedy sets and everything.
Right.
For the sake of, as I said before, if you
Yeah,
can't.
that's totally fine. Where comedians we get it. I mean,
It's all this, like I said before, the motion.
No, I know, and I think we certainly say outrageous stuff all the time, and we're like, please take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But I think I remember having a conversation when this podcast first came out, and you were like 100% convinced that Christine and I must have daddy issues to be doing a podcast like this, and that's something that comes up a lot. And I mean, it got to the point where it's just irritating. We both have really good relationships with our dads, and we're not. I mean, sure, a lot of people do come up and say I have a bad relationship with my dad, but like because you like to fuck doesn't mean your dad left.
I don't think liking the fuck has daddy issues. I think what specifically, again, like if my point was taken out of context there, in that argument we were having at the creek in the cave that night, the daddy issues thing I don't remember saying it about you guys particularly as much as we were talking about
like strippers.
The Bella Knox.
The Bella Knox, yeah.
Now I interview a lot of porn stars on a different show that I do, and it's like a lot of them do. Now I don't think one is always leads to the other in that situation, but the argument we were having was I was like the argument, the word anti-slut shaming. My concern with that is like, especially having a daughter too. I'm all for not slut shaming. Mm-hmm. I worry about anti-slut shaming. It should not be like synonymous with like slut promotion. Does that make sense?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like fuck whoever you want, do whatever you want to do, versus being like, girls, get out there and suck all the dicks.
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
seems
not
very
what
like that's like a little like.
I mean, I think it's just like women should be able to do whatever they want with their bodies and not feel. I think there's just so much.
Don't tell anyone
guilt
what to do.
associated with sex for women, and that's the problem. So it's just when sometimes when something has been going in one direction so far that you have to go a little over the top to get it to head in the other the opposite direction. I think that's what it's about. So are you a feminist?
Man, you even want to ask that all the hour.
Yeah, and I'll say why I am is because I want everyone to be on equal footing, so no one comes at me for the horrible things I say about everyone.
Perfect. And on that note,
where can we find you online?
Where can we find you?
Big J OAKERSON on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, Legion of Skanks, Gas Digital Network, SDR Show. I'm easy to find.
Very available.
Very available.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out to Guys We Fucked, the Anti-Slut Shaming Podcast. We'll talk to you soon.
Take me as I am. You already know where I've been and where I'm about to go. Stumbling down the streets, you're all the proof I need. The neon signs will show me where to be. When I get there, I got a friend. I got a friend to help me clear my thoughts and take you on.
Thanks so much for listening to that episode. And thanks again to our sponsor, Third Love. Third Love's 24/7 t-shirt bra is comfy as fuck. It's made out of soft memory foam that molds to your shape and gives you the perfect fit. If you got tits, whether they be large, small, medium, disgruntled, try this bra for free for 30 days. If you love it, keep it and they'll charge your card. If you don't love it, send it back with an angry note. And also your credit card won't be charged. Start your free trial now at thirdlove.com/GWF.